title names.
How'd your week go?
My week was alright. It wasn't bad. I'm trying to figure out why this thing said the desktop audio was out this loudest. So I hope whoever was watching, I don't know. I hope whoever was watching, like their ears didn't like get burned by a whole bunch of sound.
Yeah, turn this down if need be.
It's like, I apologize. I unfortunately made the mistake of deleting our entire profile for streaming, so I had to redo it this morning. Everything. That's why the bottom looks different. That's why you don't see the little icon counters of who's watching, because, well, I didn't feel like doing all that again. I was like, quick show, just hurry up, get this shit up and running. That's all we need in life.
So, for anybody who knows me, I overslept today. It's like big time. I know we were supposed to start usually like 10:30, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about 1 now.
And for those of you who don't know me, I'll probably be drinking a lot of water because while waiting on him, I ate a crap load of pistachios. And so, you know, what happens with all that salt. Now my mouth's real dry.
No, it was nuts, man. The way I shot up was like, because I knew I had to be somewhere for sure.
Since we were already talking about wrestling, did you do the Undertaker? Is that what you did? It was
Not
like
this time.
It was like sleep was the finisher, and then you just like shit.
Not this time. Like it was a push up position. I was like, damn. Like, what time is it? And I had to reach for my phone. I was like,
when you do that thing, push yourself up off the bed and you land perfectly on your feet, like shit.
So that was it. Anybody don't know, I work overnights. So anybody who works overnights, they totally understand.
They know about that life.
Your sleep schedule's fucked. It's all messed up.
Yeah, I used to work overnight, so. Or not, I didn't work like overnight to like your extent, but I'd get off at like 3 o'clock in the morning, so I definitely understand how that works sometimes.
Lucky you.
Hey, I got off at 3 o'clock in the morning and had to drive from Rockville to Fort Washington.
Less lucky you.
It's like, that's what you just like, wake me up. That's when you do nothing but play loud rock music for an hour. Mm-hmm. And even then, you could find yourself falling asleep to like the meanest metal guitar riff ever.
Yeah, something where somebody is screaming at you.
Yeah.
Linkin Park.
They're like, wake the fuck up. I was like, I don't want to. But, man, we got a few things we want to talk about today. A few trailers to watch, like always, or like we've been doing recently. I think me and Sirius just came to the agreement that now, instead of doing this on Sundays, we're going to do this on Friday nights. Yeah. Just because it works out better for everyone. I'm normally off weekends, so Friday night ain't a big deal to me. My boy is normally off on Fridays, so the overnight schedule ain't a big deal to him. So if you're doing something Friday night, catch us on YouTube the next day. But if you're grown and tired like we are, you ain't got shit to do. You pretty much fall asleep in front of Netflix or in front of your pretty much. It's like, it's okay. You don't have to be a young gunner no more. Just embrace the old. I've embraced the gray that's coming in my hair.
Just now?
Huh? You
just started graying?
No, you know what happened? I've started graying since I cut my hair like a year and a half ago, since the kid was born. Oh, okay. Like I've noticed it. That's why I try to either let my hair grow very long so that way it doesn't get as noticeable, or I try to cut it real low so that way it's not real noticeable.
Now the grays. I mean, I'm not like this old, Gandalf the Gray, but like, I can see like just a bunch of gray hairs up top and like a couple in my beard, and I'm like,
yeah, I got it like around my temple, like all right here. I was like, tell my wife, see, look what you're doing to me, woman. Like, even now, I feel my hair doesn't have the shine. Look what you're doing to me, woman.
You ever try to pull one of those bastards?
Ever try? I do it on a consistent basis.
The strongest strands of hair.
It like, you do like this. It's like, dog, I done put it like 7 different strands of hair, and none of them are the goddamn strand of hair that I wanted. Right. Blerd problems. We get old just like everyone else. It's like first world problems. Oh, my hair is starting to gray. Somewhere in another country, they're just like, I'm not living long enough for my hair to turn gray.
Sure to wish we had some water.
Sure, like, oh, my hair turned gray at 13. Why? From all the stress of the bombings that they do. All right, you win, man. I'm sorry. So, what do I have on this list? What's on the docket, on the agenda?
Well, we've got Disney's streaming service to be called Disney Plus.
That's stupid as shit.
I figured with all the money that they make on a constant daily basis that They could have tried harder.
They could have. They really could have tried a little harder. It was, but it's just, it's too many options and it's too much money. Like, no offense, Disney, but if you're hoping that someone's just like, oh, hey, all these great movies from my childhood and a few of the MCU movies, which most people, let's be honest, go on Cody to find anyway.
Pretty much.
What's the point? There is no point to, like, it's too many goddamn streaming services now. I was cool with Netflix. I was cool with Hulu. I was cool with Crunchyroll because they all offer something different. Netflix, you could watch, Netflix pretty much got you into the binge style. Right. Hulu at the point was just like,
Netflix ruined like social lives.
Yeah, it did. It did.
That was like, it's a wave that when it first came out to even like now to this very moment, someone's binging something. And foregoing something that they're supposed to be doing right now.
And then with Hulu, Hulu's big thing was, oh yeah, we have deals with the networks to where, we can air the new episode like the day after. So if you're someone who, doesn't have the time to watch stuff and you ain't paying no extra $20 a month for no DVR box, like, oh, hey, like $7.99 a month, go ahead and watch all this other stuff. And you got some old shows on there too. I'm cool with that. Every once in a while, you give me some original content. You got some movies. That's great. And then, Crunchyroll, I can just watch all my anime.
All your anime needs.
Yeah. Unless you want it dubbed. And then you'd have to sit through Funimation. I'm sorry. I mean, I was for a while, but after a while, once I started watching like subbed and I got used to the way they sounded, I couldn't go back to.
You woke up.
I was just like, what the? No, your voice doesn't sound right. You sound too white. Stop sounding white. Is that wrong for me to say?
I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean, I'm not gonna retract it. I was just asking. Like, anyone knows me, it's just like, fuck it. I live by my words. I die by my words. They're my words.
So. All right, so I'm noticing, like, on the list, we have Disney, but, like, the plus sign. Is it the plus sign?
That's,
like PLUS?
So, from what I saw, that's the way it is. It's Disney Plus. It's the plus sign. Like, don't ask me why. I have no idea. That's just...
They didn't give any form of a budget to that department at all. All right, so we need a new name, and we need you all to...
I mean, let's be honest. It's just a ripoff. It's pretty much just like Samsung's going to come one day. It's like, hey... Didn't we call our chain the Plus? Don't we just have the, like, cause, wait, is it my S8? Yeah, my S8 right here. See? S8 Plus. Just the sign. Very original, Disney.
So a lawsuit coming on?
Nah. It was like, what's Samsung going to say? Your Honor, we reserve the right to have the plus directly after any word and or number we see fit. Yeah, it's not going to work.
It's not working.
But yeah, I mean, the only good, let's be honest, I'm not paying for this. Just like I'm not paying for the DC streaming service. It's like, you might have a plethora of content, but I'm already paying a plethora of money for other shit, and I don't need to add you to the shit that I'm already paying for.
This is true. Like I said, when you got things like Cody out there, when you have other options.
Yeah.
As opposed to,
hold on. We here at the Blerd Perspective do not condone the use of Cody or any type of copy or any type of illegal copyright stealing material in any way, shape, or form. We are simply acknowledging that there are options out there that other people choose to use.
What he said.
End. I always got to make sure I say that.
Of course.
Because I personally have not seen Titans since the pilot episode.
Neither have I.
Because I don't have the DC streaming service.
And neither do I.
But no, like literally, I haven't seen it.
I can't remember.
People were telling me that it's getting better. I was like, I still haven't seen it yet. I was like, look, maybe when it becomes bingeable.
I think I seen like a little bit over somebody's house. Like, I've only seen like half an episode.
Yeah, like I've heard this.
People be with DC fanboys. I don't see where they get that shit from. Like, watch everything.
I know. Do you not see? Oh, they can't see, but if you could see over there's a Black Panther poster. That's clearly Marvel. Clearly Marvel.
Beside that is
a Marvel comic. Yeah, that is right. I just noticed that. Yeah. If anything, I'm a My Hero Academia fanboy because that's like the greatest thing right now for me.
Is it? Like,
I'm sad that it's done for the season.
I mean, it'll be bad.
I know, but I need more. Like, I wish that some way, somehow, there was a way for that movie to hit the internet where I could watch it and pay for it so I could watch it, because I only want to watch it the legal way because I support creatives.
Word.
Entirely. Vis-a-vis.
No questions.
Concordantly. Hey, do you remember that? Uh-huh. The MTVJ where Will Ferrell was like, yeah, all he was saying was just big words. Concordantly. Back when the MTV Movie Awards used to mean something. Back when awards used to mean something. Awards don't mean shit nowadays. Don't nobody want to go to no award show.
I mean, nobody wants to go, but don't the awards still mean something? Like, won't you watch something once you found out that it won an award?
No. There are plenty of movies that Shape of Water, Brokeback Mountain, Traffic. All these movies have won the best Oscar, and you know what they all have in common? I have no urge to see them, and I will not see them.
I heard Shape of Water was crazy. like just regular people.
Leslie Jones was just like, why am I watching fish porn?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Brokeback Mountain, for obvious reasons, I decided not to watch it. What was that one you said?
Traffic.
I don't even remember Traffic.
I think it was like 2000, 2001 Best Picture, if I'm not mistaken. Speaking of Best Pictures, though, you will be happy to know that Vudu had a sale on 4K movies, 2 for $20.
Okay.
And so I went ahead and I got a copy of Gladiator, so I will watch it.
Thank you, man. I don't.
It'll probably take me 30 years, but I will watch it.
It's not a big deal, man. It's a really good movie. And I'm saying that I don't give you trash movies to watch. It's a really good movie, man.
Yeah, you don't recommend I watch Get Hard like Hypno and Nightmare. No, it's such a great movie. Get this out of here.
No, Gladiator, it's a classic, man. And it's a classic. It has classic lines. Joaquin Phoenix is in it. He's doing this thing. Like, everybody in that movie.
Joaquin, before I knew who Joaquin was.
Everybody in that movie is doing their thing, man. It's I'm not going to say 10 out of 10. Like, 8 out of 10. Easy.
Yo, you want to know how unexcited I am for this Disney Plus streaming platform?
How unexcited are you?
We've managed to find a way to go around the subject every time we bring it up.
We're not really. We don't even want to stay on this topic at all.
Not really. It's just, give me my Loki show. I heard that the Scarlet Witch show isn't even guaranteed. Like, the Loki is guaranteed. The Scarlet Witch, not guaranteed. And then the Falcon and Winter Soldier shit, they say that limited series should be good.
Well, that's a hell of a message that they're sending. What they waiting for with the Scarlet Witch?
Where's the equality at, Disney?
That's what I'm saying.
We finally got to see Elizabeth Olsen like just straight wreck shit like we knew she could, because Scarlet Witch wreck shit. That's what she does.
Right.
Like, if you need any proof, just watch X-Men Evolution. Pietro was scared the shit of her.
Right.
Like, stepped in that house with the Brotherhood. He's like, Wanda, deuces, jump. That dude had more dust behind him than than the Roadrunner. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I'd watch it. I'd check it out. I'd give it like a good first 2 episodes. Y'all know how much y'all rag on me about female heroes.
I try to give most stuff at least 2 episodes. After that, I tend to be done. Except for Titans. Titans right now only got 1.
And then every movie that she's been in, she's been kicking like major ass. Like, it's not really, come on, man.
Yeah,
you can sell it.
Yeah. Like, you want a female hero? There you go.
Yeah. Who's hanging amongst all these superheroes, a god, the Hulk, like, come on.
Who's throwing cars on top of Iron Man? Which I gotta say, in Civil War, I realized that he's wearing a suit of armor, but she still threw a car on top of just a regular human being. Like, I wonder at any point if that crossed her conscience. It's like, I'm throwing cars at a man. Like, he's in a suit of armor, but technically, I don't think that suit of armor should be able to withstand all them cars. Yeah, like the way the suit was just like multiple contusions detected. I'm just like, no, that J should be like, your spine has been severed by the by the wheel of a 1994 Toyota Camry. And like, you should not be walking. Like, you should be in the implant that Rhodey was given at the end of Civil War.
You can't leave this suit. The moment you do, your body will be mangled.
Pretty much. Like, but what? whatever. You got to do better than that, Disney. You're not enticing me. You might be able to entice some of the Marvel fanboys. You might be able to entice, those parents who grew up on those Disney classics like Bambi and Snow White and all that other stuff. That ain't working for me, bro. You know why? Because I still got most of that shit on VHS.
You have a VCR?
No, I don't.
That's a treasure in itself. You got a VCR.
But I could probably find one. Somewhere in the world, there's still a VCR DVD combo, and I have both VHSs and DVDs.
Anime jump real quick. There's this episode of Cowboy Bebop where, because it takes place in the future.
Yeah.
They got like spaceships and all types of shit. And they find an old VHS tape, and they have to go to a specific place in the galaxy, in space, that has all these old relics looking for a VCR. That's the episode. You don't remember
when they did that on a regular show?
Did they?
Was it a movie it was on Laserdisc or something like that. And they had to like track down the Laserdisc, and while they were trying to do it, like Blu-ray and DVD were like trying to attack Mordecai and Rigby. Rip to regular show. I missed that jank.
That's old world tech, man.
Yeah. I mean, but sometimes old world tech is all you need. Cause you know how Sony has the PlayStation Classic coming out? Apparently, all it is just hardware running a game emulator on it.
Yes. Someone thought different? Like they was gonna put disc in it or something?
No. Well, the thing about it is Sony was like one of the first companies to like get all up in hype when like back in the 90s. Because I think they even tried to sue a company, and the company ended up going out of business a few years later, where they tried to sue them for making emulators for their emulators. Right. And now it's just like jump forward. It's like, oh hey, we need more money. What are we gonna do? We're gonna reintroduce a PlayStation, and we're gonna like, how you gonna get those games? Emulator.
PC gamers are already all over this.
I mean, if I know someone that actually spends $100 on this PlayStation Classic, I want to smack them. I'm not spending $100 and for $100 for 20 games, and the only games that I really would have been interested in was Final Fantasy VII, Siphon Filter. And I can't. So that's probably it.
What's the list? What else is on? I mean, because how much? $100, 20 games. Final Fantasy VII, Siphon Filter. Those are two pretty good games so far.
Let me see.
Final Fantasy VII. I mean, I'm not gonna pay $100 to play an old Final Fantasy VII, but if you
because I think that's what.
Some games in it,
I mean, they're not going to have the original Final Fantasy VII. They're not going to have the remaster, because I think they're going to do a remastered edition.
Right.
Okay, so I see. So for $100, I only see like 5 games I would want to play.
All right,
you have Battle Arena.
Toshida?
Yeah.
Oh shit, nigga, that's like $50 in itself. That was my very first PlayStation game when I got a PlayStation.
Mine was Jet Moto. You have Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy VII, Grand Theft Auto, Intelligent Cube.
I remember that game.
I don't.
When you're the little man and you're like running around the cube while it's like folding itself. You remember that game? Oh man, I remember that game.
I'd rather play Frogger.
That was back in the Funko days.
Jumping Flash, the first Metal Gear Solid, something called Mr. Driller, which sounds like it does belong on an adult video site.
Down Chicka Wow Wow.
Yep. Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey.
Great game.
Rayman,
less of a great game.
Resident Evil, the director's cut.
Classic.
Yeah, but didn't they already release the remastered? So
they did.
Like I can just go and get a better graphic.
Nostalgia that they're trying to give you, man.
You can get the nostalgia with better graphics though.
You remember that first time playing Resident Evil? And that first time you saw
it? Because my first time was the only time I played Resident Evil. I was at my cousin's house. I want to say it was in it's in one of them places in Virginia that's like deep south, but it has black people. I can't remember what it's called. I can't. And you know what's so bad? I know I'm going to remember it afterwards. I know
it's going to eat you alive this whole podcast.
It really is. Like I'm just like randomly, I'm just going to like Dansville.
Okay.
There we go.
Nope,
Dansville.
At all.
So yeah, like my cousin had it. Like I only played like the first part. Only thing I remember is there was like an accident. It was a bus. It was like a bus, and zombies were like walking from in front of the bus or something like that, and I was shooting them, and I ran out of bullets, and I died. I was like, man, fuck this game.
That was Resident Evil.
Hey,
2?
I don't know. I just remember it was a Resident Evil. It wasn't a bus full of zombies. It was just like an auto accident, and there was just like a bus.
Maybe two.
I don't know. It's like I don't know. I was a kid. My mother wasn't buying me zombie games.
It didn't do enough to sell you on the franchise.
Nah, I ran out of bullets and died.
That's your fault.
Give me bullets. Give me unlimited ammo.
That's your fault. That's not.
So we have so another game, Revelations Persona. Ridge.
Oh, like a Persona game.
I don't know. Maybe is that the same? I still never finished Persona 5.
You do have that, don't you?
Yep, I do. I guess so. It looks. Nah, it don't look like it.
Oh, I don't know that.
I mean, it could be. Who knows? Like back in the day.
Is it Wild Arms on there?
Wild Arms.
$40 right there. I'm sold.
Twisted Metal. Rainbow Six, the first one. Tekken 3. Siphon Filter.
Rainbow Six was lit.
So I would do
Tekken 6.
Tekken 3.
Tekken 3.
Yeah.
Tekken 3 was one of his best ones.
So yeah,
Sounds like this
me personally, I would do Final Fantasy, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Twisted Metal, and if I had to pick a fifth, it would probably be Rainbow Six.
I mean, Rainbow Six is only good if you're playing multiplayer. From what I can recall from the first one.
That's another thing I don't like. It's I don't think the controllers work the same. I think the controllers are USB, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Which means,
well, they're not going to resell these old ass controllers.
I mean, but that's fine. But give me more than 2 inputs then. Like
that's all PlayStation had was 2 inputs, unless you bought an adapter.
Exactly. And what if I want? See, this is why I don't like. Let it be like the NES the NES Classic and the SNES Classic where I could play my old games. What if I wanted to play Crash Team Racing? I like Crash Team Racing. I like playing it with my aunt, my uncle, my cousin.
They have it on that list?
No, it's not on the list.
That's why they're not giving you that option.
No, because they're trying to hustle you too. Because all they're going to do is make you go to the PlayStation Store and buy an edition that's specifically for the PlayStation Classic. I was like, I can go out and get a PS1 for like $50 and then just go find the disc. Yeah, I know I risked the chance of messing up the disc and whatnot, but whatever. I'd rather do that.
Remember those tricks you would have to use to like
play the Japanese. Oh, I thought you were talking about to play the Japanese games.
Well, yeah, those too, like those Dragon Ball Z games.
That Dragon Ball GT.
Put another game in.
Yep. Take a little stick or a little rolled up piece of paper, put it in, like, see this, you do this, put it in between the button that closes the lid, gotta let the game run, you gotta like, gotta be quick as hell, dog, quick as hell.
We had a lot of time on our hands.
I wanted to play Dragon Ball GT.
Is that on?
That's what was on the PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
I
was about to say, is that on the list? Because that's worth right there, man. What are we talking about?
Nah, they had that. And like, I had to go to Pandora's Cube in College Park to get them Japanese games.
Those are still around.
Pandora Cube? Yeah, it should be. I think so.
Sweet.
I ain't been since they fixed my cousin's Xbox like years ago.
Sweet.
But yeah, just for me, $100 for that. Ain't all that worth it.
From the list of things, it sounds like it's got my money. I don't know.
Oh man, nah. You know who has my money and who's keeping my money? Netflix.
Okay, let's talk about it.
You know why? Because they already gave me a great TV show this year with Altered Carbon.
They did, and if you haven't seen Altered Carbon,
highly recommend it. If you like that futuristic sci-fi, the world of Altered Carbon, it's gloomy but it's beautiful.
It gives off a sense of that Blade Runner type world.
It definitely gives off that Blade Runner sense. Like, and as someone who's only seen the first 20 minutes of Blade Runner, I can verify that I've only seen the first 20 minutes of Blade Runner, and I own both the Blade Runners, and I've only seen 20 minutes.
All right, so
I gotta stop buying movies and never watching them.
I remember watching the first Blade Runner a really, really long time ago.
Yeah, I would say, was it long?
I can't remember every event that happened in the movie. I just know that there were some four blades.
I remember watching. I watched the first part of Blade Runner 2049,
The second
where Batista basically tries to kill Ryan Gosling.
That movie's like 3 hours long, and
So is The Hateful Eight.
I wish I'd have watched that movie before finding out it was 3 hours long, because that's the only thing that's keeping me from watching that movie. I don't have 3 hours in a day to give a movie.
Dog, you sat through
first.
You sat through The Hateful Eight, Batman versus Superman. These are 3-hour movies.
Okay, Batman vs Superman. That's a no-brainer. Okay, of course I'm gonna sit through that.
That was a no.
Never again. No,
I'm about to say, it's like, you know what? No, that's not a no-brainer. That was, we should have listened to the reviews, but we chose not to.
There's no way I wasn't going to see that movie. Like that.
I should have not. I should have not seen that movie.
That's my childhood.
Ben Affleck was the only redeeming thing about that movie.
Of course, I was gonna watch that movie. Hateful Eight. I started watching that movie without knowing how long that movie was.
Yeah, no one knew.
And you didn't even feel 3 hours watching that movie.
So The Hateful Eight, if you like westerns and you like a lot of dialogue or that Quentin Tarantino type dialogue, you will like The Hateful Eight if you've never seen it. The Hateful Eight is actually one of those movies.
I'm not gonna say if you like westerns.
If you,
I'm not gonna say it didn't have.
That's why I said and dialogue.
It didn't have a western. Like it was a western setting.
Mm-hmm.
No, like zero western like feels. Like yeah, they used like old guns and like of course it was but it was like snowy. When you think of western, you think of like desert. You think of like that good, the bad, the ugly type thing with the tumbleweeds and quick draws and shit like that. At least that's what I think of.
Fine, if you like a movie with great dialogue in a western type setting,
boom,
but not a western.
Get the people what they want.
I mean, to be honest, that's one of those movies where when I had the DVD player in my car, I could pop that in and I could just listen to the dialogue. I didn't even have to watch the movie.
I can do that with Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, like that's the way it was for me. It was just like I could just drive and I could just hear it. And I was like my wife would be like, "That's dangerous." Like you're watching a movie. It's like, no, the movie's playing, but all I'm doing is listening. I don't need to watch what's going on because I've seen the movie enough times to know to visualize the action in my mind. I just like listening to the dialogue because it's great.
And I can do that with Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah,
like pretty much do that with Quentin.
Yeah, if you've seen, I mean, for the most part, if you've seen anything enough times, all you really need is just to listen to it. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many times I done watched the first season of the originals on DVD thanks to that damn traffic at that job that you work at. Right. Especially when they were building that place up and I'm stuck at the bottom of a hill trying to get on a particular road for like an hour. I was like, what episode I leave off now? It's like, oh, goodbye to Storyville. Who Klaus about to kill this time? Oh, you want to kill his sister again? All right, let me go ahead and watch this. Like, it got to this point, I was like, I just knew it was about to happen. I was like, she about to say something mean. He about to get in his feelings. He gonna try to stab him. They go Elijah. Be like, I'm gonna fuck you up if you hurt my sister. Okay, I knew that by heart.
So do you ruin the movies for yourself while listening to the movies for yourself?
Nah, because I already know what's gonna happen, so I can't ruin it.
That question sounded a lot better in my head.
Yeah, I was like, I can't ruin something that I already know.
I'm gonna be 100% with you.
Yeah, I know, and so I'm good.
Okay. So yeah, we didn't even finish like what we were saying. So Netflix is making. Did we say that? Netflix is making an animated version of Altered Carbon.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did say if you like Altered Carbon. Yes, Netflix is making an animated version of Altered Carbon. I can't wait for more details of this because I want to know if this is like more a continuation or if this is just set in the same world but different characters.
The world was pretty dope.
Yeah, like the world is something that you still have so much time to explore because so much happened in between the time. Because Koufax was like on ice for what, like a couple 100 years maybe.
Very long time.
Yeah,
Koufax is
the lead character.
Yeah,
Takashi Kovacs, I believe his name is.
No, I mean just that whole idea of the transferring one's conscience to another.
Yeah,
body,
transferring it.
You can do unlimited stories or something. Like
that. Or like his what's the name? His girlfriend or the girl that he fell in love with, or that you found out he was in love with in the first season, the rebel leader. You could do an animated series focused on her because her whole thing was spoiler alert. When I do this, you can come back in. So just
spoiler alert. When I do this after he does that, then I'll come back in.
Yeah. So when I do this, mute. when he does it, that means you can unmute. So, but yeah, so old girl.
I forgot the rules. I forgot the rules. No, go ahead.
So I, because old girl, she was like a scientist or something. She was like somebody that was like responsible for the technology of the stacks.
Yeah.
So show me that in the animated. I'll be like, show me like her research, how she found out her research was being corrupted, and what led up to her creating the resistance. The first people in the resistance, how she was able to get more and more people in. That would be dope.
I'd watch. Yeah.
Yeah, you can unspoil it now.
I guess that was.
Yeah.
Right.
So we back.
We're back.
Like, we're back for the people who had to mute us for the spoiler break.
Still didn't understand the rules.
When I did the T, it started. When you did it, ends.
Okay. Okay.
So, technically,
you can listen now.
yes, you can hear everything. See, this means volume up. Listen.
All right. We're back.
But yeah, like it's just so much you could do in that world, and it's like a world that no one really knows a lot about unless you read the book. So it'd be hard. And like, I didn't even know it was a book at first, so you can't really disappoint me. It ain't like people being pissed off like them Harry Potter books. How dare you do this and leave that person out in this?
Because those are Bibles, man.
I'm pretty sure the people that like the Arthur Carbon TV show were way, way, way more of people who didn't read the books than people who did.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me that animated. Like, let me know when it drops.
Yeah.
It's like, so I can binge it another weekend just like I did all my other shows.
Now, would you prefer a 3D animated movie or more so like a...
You mean like a Shrek?
Yes, like a Shrek or like the Star Wars Rebels type animation. That 3D modeling.
Nah, to be honest, I prefer anime style.
I agree with you.
If that's what you're going to, yeah. Like, I would definitely prefer anime style just because of the visuals of the backdrop of where everything takes place, and the characters. In Alter Carbon, they seem to be more into the Asian culture, so might as well go ahead and animate it up.
You want to know whose story I want them to go into, and I wouldn't mind if they did the anime.
Crazy Sister?
No, the my man that was chasing him down in the beginning, the one that caught him.
Oh yeah, him. The one who was he was like his partner, or not his partner. He was like his leader or something at first, like his commander or something.
He has a really cool name, and I can't remember what it is. It's like
Google is your friend.
Grimjaw Jagger Jacks. I don't know. It was something really cool.
Can't fuck with Grimjaw.
They was based it off of him.
Yeah, it's a lot of different characters. Like you could show me how the sister amassed her wealth after the events happened.
Stories concerning that crazy shit.
I mean,
at the end of that movie, I was so done with her. She was just so unreasonable. I couldn't believe.
That's what she does. She plays unreasonable chicks. She played Quake's mom in season 2 of what's his name? Season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She was in
She's in Dollhouse too.
Being Human, right?
Was she in Being Human?
Wasn't she Aiden's like old?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She kind of She's just one of them people that's around everywhere. Yeah. Like I remember her first from Dollhouse. Like like one of those Josh Whedon shows that could have had potential but just didn't catch on.
So he does fail.
It's kind of like Firefly was just
wasn't a failure.
It was a failure. Serenity came, and Serenity wasn't like a box office smash, but it was like it has a cult following.
They weren't failures.
Serenity was good enough.
It was a Fox show. We know how Fox does.
So was Dollhouse. Dollhouse was a Josh Whedon show on Fox starring Eliza Dushku. That had all the makings, other than the Fox part, for success. Josh Whedon, like for people who love Faith on Buffy, you had Eliza, and it wasn't even a bad premise. It was actually because did you know the premise of Dollhouse?
No.
The whole premise of Dollhouse is these people would basically sign their life away, like they would owe money or be in some type of debt. Or like going off to prison or something like that, and in order to get out of it, they would like sign their life away and become dolls. So it'd be like for like for 2, 3, 5 years. Basically, you let them upload your memory onto a hard drive, and your body's just like a blank slate. Like they take they turn you into like a giant kid. Like, you know how to talk, you might know, you know what name they give you. You can do like some basic stuff. You can do basic stuff, but you don't really have like a personality.
What would
Nope.
you do with the body?
So what they did is they'd have these high profile clients who would need particular needs met. And so there would be specific profiles of those particular needs, and they would upload those profiles into the person's body. So it's kind of like Altered Carbon, but instead of taking your personality out of your stack or out of your body and putting it into another stack or body, they would basically take your mind or your personality out of you onto a hard drive and then upload another one.
I don't like that idea at all.
So it would be like, let's say you're just a dude. Let's say you're a dude who lost his wife or something like that, and like.
Sad.
Yeah, and but before she died, she might like uploaded her memory somewhere or like downloaded her memory onto a hard drive. So what you do is like every year on your anniversary, you pick a doll that like looks like your wife a little bit, and like you can recreate your first date, something like that.
But that's still weird as shit.
All right. So there was another episode where this girl got kidnapped. And one of the clients was a high profile client, and so what the head of the company did, she took a negotiator's personality and uploaded it into the doll. So the doll became she was a negotiator who was good at hand-to-hand combat and had gun training.
Okay.
So it's just like she ended up being.
But this was like a person, right? Not just these traits, but like
no, it was a
person.
No. They were like sets that they built. Like they built like the memory. Like they could build the memories and build the experiences and whatnot and upload them to you.
And what's the show called?
It was called Dollhouse. It lasted for 2 seasons.
Okay, I mean it sounds.
It wasn't a bad show. And like the whole thing about it was there was something with I think Elijah Dushku's character where she was starting to remember, or like parts of the imprints that they were giving her were like sticking, and so she was remembering more, or she was
herself or like other people's.
Both. Like she was remembering. She might not remember a lot about herself, but she's starting to like remember traits of like other personalities or the other memories or personalities that they implanted in her.
But it doesn't really help her at all, does it?
I mean, it could. Well, you'll find if you watch the show later, further down, you find that there's another bad guy. So,
okay,
but yeah, it's kind of like Altered Carbon. Just instead of just having these minds sitting around waiting for a body to show up to put them in, it's like you have these bodies and you're just waiting to figure out what personality you're going to upload into the body.
Okay, sounds creepy, but
I mean, we literally just described what Altered Carbon was, and that sounds creepy.
Well, yeah, I mean, but see, Altered Carbon was like who you are as a person.
It's like you can live forever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like if that body is destroyed, they would just take who you are as a person and put it in. Like once that stack is destroyed, like you're done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. They just killed you, but your body, whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what happened in an episode of Dollhouse. One of the characters, he was dying, and so they took his memories while he was dying and put them on a hard drive, and then they ended up uploading them into the mind of the main character. And so she still had herself, but she had him there too. And it's just like, it's one of those,
split personality things.
Not split personality. It's not like he could take over, but it was more so just like he was still living through her. Okay. It's like,
she could like talk to him.
Yeah, it's more so like I don't have to let you go from now on. Even though you're stuck in your mind, we still have our own. It's something else that did that, and I can't remember what. It was another TV show that I watched. Oh, it was Dark Matter. That's what it was.
Is that a good show?
It was until they canceled it. Sons of bitches.
Okay.
Goddamn sci-fi. This is another reason why Netflix is sometimes evil, because you can binge watch shows and you'll get into them, and then you find out that then you're ready for the next season. Then you find out while you've been binge watching that the show was canceled. I'm like, all right, I was like 3 seasons of Dark Matter. All right, this. Like, when season 4 come out, let me Google that. Dark Matter has been canceled by Sci-Fi. Motherfucker.
And usually we rely on Netflix to like pick up those shows that have been canceled.
If Netflix would have picked up Dark Matter, that would have been so great. Because to be honest, I think Dark Matter was better than Killjoys, and the fact that they kept Killjoys and not Dark Matter kind of fucked up.
Still couldn't get into Killjoys.
Yeah.
I gave it a legit shot.
Hey, like, it's not for everybody. I enjoy it, but I understand it's not for everybody.
That's cool. I'm happy to hear you say I didn't want to disappoint you.
Oh no.
Because I know how much you like Killjoys.
I've suggested shows and you've given them a try and you haven't finished it. Like, you saw the first season of the originals with me. He's like, yeah, this is kind of a cool show, but you know, after a while, the backstabbing just kind of gets to be a little bit too much.
A lot. Like, Klaus is an asshole all the time.
And you just try to figure out why people stick by him. Like, in the end, how does your family keep coming back to you?
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Like, but that's cool. But the other thing that Netflix is doing that I like is they're making a Pacific Rim animated series.
Yeah. Now, I've seen the first Pacific
Mm-hmm.
Rim. I didn't see the second one. Was the second one good?
Wasn't as good as the first one.
Okay.
But I'll say they definitely tried to like amp up the laughs and the action a little bit, but it wasn't as good.
The laughs.
Yeah, the laughs.
Laughs out of this post-apocalyptic world where
I mean, you gotta
monsters are destroying shit.
look, man. You gotta find some joy in some things.
It's not that.
You got to, man. They were trying to find joy. They were trying to find joy in this. Look, this like it ain't no post-apocalyptic. They were still like cities with giant skyscrapers. People were living their lives.
I don't care what you say.
It was
the moment. What are monsters called?
The kaiju.
The moment
Japanese
kaiju
for monster.
show up and start destroying shit. It's now post-apocalyptic. Your life, no matter where you live at, is never the same. And if you're an idiot still living in a skyscraper in which monsters are stopping
It was
your
like it's kind of like instead of having a tornado warning, you have a monster attack. It's more of a natural disaster now more than anything. But people
haven't deployed huge ass robots to fight a tornado yet.
Because you get the warning. There's a tornado warning in effect. Please go to your nearest shelter. And wait it out. That's all it is. There's a kaiju effect. Please go to your local shelter to wait it out.
Where we are, we ain't experienced no major storm like that where we had to leave our homes.
Look, them people got
this.
this.
If a motherfucker said a kaiju is on the way, we don't even know where our closest shelter is for anything.
I mean, the best thing is it seems to affect more of Asia than it does us because it's called Pacific Rim and we're by the Atlantic Ocean. So, one, we're safe. Two, just think how cool it was for those people to see a giant robot carrying a ship and use it as a ninja sword.
Step on your house. How cool is that?
See a giant robot just.
My grandmother was on that thing. Like, yo.
I hope she had
cool until it's happening to
I hope she had kaiju life insurance. But yeah, so and the second movie didn't end that well. But the way they ended it, they wanted to set it up to where you could possibly get a sequel, but I don't think it did that well. I don't think it did that well overall.
So is this it? They're coming out with an animated TV series.
That might be what it is.
Okay. I love John.
I mean, because the first one did better overseas, and that's what it did real well overseas, and that's what prompted.
They're robots.
They heard the word kaiju, and they're like, oh, this is for our people. Okay.
They pulled them jumps out the garage. Japan's got Gundams, bro. They got Gundams. Yeah, Japan. I know you shit. You got Gundams, and I know they just waiting to use them. You know what I'm saying? Them
joints just in orbit inside satellites like the Hulkbuster. You just wait for that code.
Just waiting, man. It's all right, man.
I was like, they're going to just jump out and transform into a giant Gundam like old boy in Ready Player One.
Oh, that shit was so amazing.
Like, just be like, why does he have that wingsuit on?
That shit was great.
Oh, man. But yeah, because the whole way it ended with you found out that someone that was a positive person in the first one isn't in the second one, and something happens, and like it ends with old boy from Attack the Block and Star Wars. I can't remember his name. John Boyega.
He's a name now.
He's a name, but I was just thinking for some reason I was just like, what's his name?
Way back to Attack the Block though. Like,
Attack the Block.
He's
That's
Star Wars. He's Star Wars money now.
He may be Finn, but nah.
He's Star Wars money now. He's a big deal.
Look, man. Before he was saving the galaxy, he had to save the block first.
Block.
Get that snitch. Get the strap. Attack the Block is a great little action horror movie if you've never seen it. I highly recommend that. Huh. You went so out of focus when you grabbed that mics.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you was like, and then you just like blurry as hell.
Sorry about that.
Man, but John Boyega's character is basically like, nah, this like the last 2 times y'all brought the fight to us. This time we're bringing the fight to you.
It's called a war.
Oh.
that's less of a natural disaster and more of a war now. So now we're going to war.
I mean, but now you should feel safer because now you know that they got to go to the rift. They got to go through the rift. So that means, guess what? We're gonna be fighting on their home turf now. So you ain't got to worry about shit. And ain't no, the kaiju destroyed my houses. Oh yeah, our giant robot just destroyed a kaiju hive or something like that.
But them Jones was like an unlimited amount of kaijus were coming through that Jones. They have no idea what's on the other side of Earth. I didn't see a second movie.
I mean, you ain't got to know what's on the other side. All you need to know is that
you could be walking in a pure hell. Where that Jones is surrounded by kaijus, and you're the only robot in that show.
Quote LL Cool J from Deep Blue Sea.
Zero information.
All you need to do is carry a big stick and be the baddest motherfucker in the valley. That's all you got to do.
Okay.
Can I get an amen?
Won't he do it? Okay.
But yeah, I hope that's what it is, because at this point it doesn't look like another movie's going to get made. So continue in the animated series. That's Pacific Rim animated series that'll work.
No, yeah, I mean animated series and movies to me is almost the way to go.
And once again, do that anime style. Don't try to do that 3D either. If you're
probably rather see that in 3D.
Really, because it sounds like Gundam with monsters, so wouldn't that work better?
That's what I'm saying. We already got giant robots anime style, and you know they do
everything's
well. Gundams and all that stuff.
But I feel like I feel like if you're trying to appeal more to the Japanese people, pretty much. It's just like, look, man, we already know our biggest market is overseas, so let's give them what they know.
I hear you.
Like that's like you can Americanize it a little bit. That's pretty much all. All anime is
All that means is you just throw a bunch of white people in there.
All anime is Japanese drawing with characters that have a lot of white features. That's what it is. A lot of times when you look at mangas and stuff like that, you'll notice main characters have a lot of predominantly white features. They like the big wide eyes. Like sometimes they got like the American type nose. Like that is the truth though. Like at least that's what they try to do with the main characters.
Have you seen? Off note a little bit. Have you seen a picture of that chick who had surgery to make herself look like an anime character?
No, and I wouldn't. I seen pictures of the chick a long time ago that like had a lot of surgery to make herself look like a giant Barbie doll.
No, I gotta show you.
And that scared the living daylights out of me.
I'm on live right now, so I can't use my phone. I gotta show you.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
That shit looks. I don't want to say insane because this is a person. This is your life now. No. Like I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Sometimes you gotta condemn people for doing stupid things. You can't like sugarcoating. Yeah, I'm gonna say sugarcoating things is the reason why they look like they do now, because someone didn't have the balls to tell them what they needed to hear and just let them hear what they wanted to hear. I'm a firm believer that sometimes in this world you gotta tell people what they gotta hear. She sounded crazy. This is what I'm saying. When you pitch an idea like that, it sounds crazy.
Like,
I mean, she nailed it. She looks
like,
she looks like
question, what do you think's going to happen in 10 to 15 years?
When old age starts setting in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're definitely both here.
Yeah, Netflix, you doing a hell of a job. I still haven't watched the Haunting of House Hill. I do plan on watching.
It was amazing.
I heard
it was a really good show.
I plan on watching it, but then one of our subtopics I found out about. I was like, oh, now I got to watch this, in which the subtopic is The Purge.
Word.
The Purge had a limited, what was supposed to be a limited series on USA, 10-episode series. I bought it on digital for like $4 before the season even came out, thanks to Amazon. And I never watched it. And then I found out it got renewed for a second season. I was like, oh snap! Now I gotta watch it because I gotta see what made it get renewed. And I liked it. There was the main focus is like on three. It's like 3 to 4 different stories that just kind of happen to intertwine at a certain point. Like it's not like they all like meet up. It's not like Avengers Assemble. It's just like, oh hey, it's like I cross paths with you, and then maybe a couple episodes later you cross paths with them, and da 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 da. I liked it because it wasn't as graphic as you would think it is, but as you come accustomed thanks to like the last 2 Purge movies or the last 3 Purge movies, but it definitely gives you more of an open world feel and more of what people do on Purge night.
Okay.
Like
it's not just like secluded to like a city. Like
it is like this. No, it's secluded to a city, but the people are doing so much more. So you remember how like in like the second Purge, the one with the dude that everyone wanted to be the Punisher.
Yeah, man.
And
I'm happy with the one that we got.
Yeah, and the third one starring the dude that everyone wanted to be Punisher.
When he was the bodyguard of the politician.
Yeah, so you know how for the most part in those movies it was pretty much more about the NFFA like just doing some dirty shit. Like just going like you remember in the second one they were driving around in like big ass UPS vans and then just shooting people with machine guns, right. And in the third one they were trying to assassinate the lady or trying to kill the lady who was running for president? I think president. Right. So this one right here, it doesn't focus more so on that. It focuses more so on like the everyday dealings of the Purge, or the everyday effect, or the every night effect, I guess, of the Purge. Where, dog, you got you had like a dude who's like live streaming like a gauntlet that he made, that he was just capturing people and making them do. He's like, yeah, you're gonna do this gauntlet, or else what? Or else you're gonna die. It's like, what happens if I win the gauntlet? Oh, you get this car. What happens if I lose the gauntlet? You die. And like he's like live streaming it and like taking bets online and stuff like that. They had like a fucking Purge carnival where people got paid to like round up people and then bring them in. They're like getting thrown into like animal pens, and then people are bidding. Then other people are bidding on those people, and then you can do whatever you want. Like it was one dude. What is it? He bid on this one person, and then they had a tent that had a witch's post, and his intent was to tie the person up and burn them like a witch. Right. Like, or some people, they were just like, as soon as they got bidded on, or they got lost, or they won the auction, they just took out a gun, like boom, just kill people. I was like, this is crazy. They entered. The darkest side of human beings. Yeah, like it. Yeah, they introduced one character who's kind of like You remember Lost Girl?
Yes.
You remember Trick from Lost Girl, where you had like that bar that was just like basically, the middle grounds, like you ain't gotta be that like dude runs a bar. It's like, no, everyone's safe here, no Persian. Dude has a reputation for being, for like being like a stand up person who lives by his word or whatnot. It was cool. It was one story that was a little bit too much for me, and that's because it was just a particular character. She was getting on my nerves. Mm-hmm. They got old girl from Banshee in there. I want to say her name was Rebecca.
His girl?
No, the one they were sleeping together at one point. The one who was sleeping with her uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
She was in there, and you know what? She was just as like. She was just as devious as she was in Banshee. She was pretty devious. Like, and she was seeming so cool at first. And then, like, the longer the show went on, I was like, I feel your Banshee coming out.
Ooh, you lying.
It's like, what was your name on Banshee? I think it was like Rebecca Logan or something like that. I feel your Rebecca coming out. But
so she does good playing the bad guy.
She does good.
She wasn't really like the bad guy in Banshee, but she was like.
She does good at playing that person that you should never underestimate. Like that person that like even when you think you can trust them, just know they probably got a plan up their sleeve and that it's probably going to benefit them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I definitely recommend it. It was a good to me. It was a good watch.
Okay.
Like it was definitely interesting. You got to see certain stuff. They had one character set up real good to where you thought one thing about him, and then it turned out to be something totally different. It's like, oh, hey, I didn't see that coming. Like good job, good job indeed. Like they even gave you like a little backstory to kind of help you set a certain impression of the person, and then just like, oh wow, bravo. I didn't see that coming. Like when it happened, I was like, oh, okay. And then when they did some further explaining, I was like, I still didn't see all this happening. So and this shit is stupid.
So it was really good character development.
For one night, one character in particular had good development. Okay. Had one character like surprised me the most.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was just one. It was one storyline with one. Nah, it's on Amazon. I got it on Amazon Prime. It was one storyline with one couple where the wife was just kind of getting on my nerves because it was just one of those things. I'm not even gonna say it's a woman thing. It's no, it's not a woman thing. It's one of those. It kind of is, but it's not.
I feel like we're about to creep over this door for a second.
But you ever watch like a show or a movie or something where like certain actions are like might happen or might have to get done, and like a particular character looks at someone totally different, but like I never thought you were capable of that, or like they spent like a good amount of time like beating you down about a decision that you might have thought about making but you didn't make, and then like later on in the show they're in the same situation and they do it like and they do what you didn't do, and it's just like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Like, bitch, I had to listen to you berate me about what I might do.
Oh, you're going to hear these words.
And it just made it so much worse because and what made it so much worse is the chickeness did something dirty. Mm-hmm. But yet somehow I feel like the husband was always looked at like he was doing wrong. This is why they be like, nah, this is why I clearly say I do throw stuff in people's faces. Cause you ain't gonna do some dirt, and then when I do something, you just like jump down my throat like your dirt ain't never happened. But like, well, I said I was gonna stop. Well, guess what? You still did it, and I still remember it. It's like,
so it's a good show.
It's definitely a good watch.
All right.
Like it's good enough to where the subtopic seemed like it turned into a main topic. I gave my little review.
Okay.
I give it. You know me, for the most part, I pretty much, as long as you can keep me entertained thoroughly, I normally give shows like 7s or 8s. I give this like a good 7, solid 7 out of 10.
That's pretty good. Coming from you.
Yeah, considering how I gave Venom like a 4.
Yo.
And I still see people like championing it so hard.
Nightmare and Hypno, I believe,
are championing it.
They're like, yo, we need to see Venom. I'm like, yo, you didn't hear Phenom's 2-hour shit take on Venom? You didn't hear that? I'm not wasting my money.
It's
my time.
Maybe if you don't go in with expectations, you probably like it. Like it has some enjoyable parts. I'm not saying it didn't have enjoyable parts, but like,
oh, don't you kill the movie for me?
No,
try to sell me on this movie.
I'm not trying to sell you on the movie. I'm literally saying, you know how like there are some movies where it's like, oh, if you just take your mind out of it, it's an okay movie. Yeah. That might be it for some people, but for me, it was too many things for me to take my mind out of.
Because I'm really good at doing that.
Yeah, like it was just too much. I couldn't take my mind out of that, and it just wasn't me.
All right, I guess I'm watching Venom now.
Like I said, it was a 2004 superhero movie in 2018. It was 14 years too late.
Fresh off of Spider-Man.
Fresh off of Spider-Man 2, right before Spider-Man 3. That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
Like if we had this Venom and Spider-Man 3 probably would have been better. I will say that. But as his own solo movie, nah, I ain't fucking with it.
Do better.
Give back to Marvel. Just do all your Universal Marvel and just look. Just take some money. That way you ain't got to keep rebooting stuff. Because, yes, I understand that you're making money because people are comic book fans. But like DC found out with Justice League, at some point, people are going to say, fuck it. Because there's no way that you could expect that anyone could have foresaw that a movie with Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Aquaman, and The Flash would only get like 200 and something million domestically. But who would have thought that? If someone would have told you 2 years ago.
This is the age of superheroes.
Yeah, if someone would have told you 2 years ago that there's going to be or 3 years ago that there's going to be a Justice League movie come out, and it is probably the lowest grossing movie out of all the DC movies that have come out in like the last 5 years, would you believe that?
Bullshit.
Exactly. So Sony's going to learn the hard way. There are a lot of Marvel fans, but eventually that bus is going to stop. People are going to stop giving you chances. I feel like the only reason people...
But Marvel's not even like fucking up like that.
No, I said Sony.
Oh, sorry, Sony.
Yeah, the only... Oh, no. If I did, then I meant to say Sony. The only reason people were cool with Spider-Man is because y'all made that deal. Because the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was trash.
It was horrible.
I was like, I've seen it once on bootleg.
And once again...
I mean, I've seen it once via a media source that wasn't all that clean.
And once again, Andrew Garfield.
No.
Is the worst Spider-Man.
No. Toby.
You grew up with Toby. How could you betray him like that? He was all you had at first. Name another Spider-Man before Toby. You didn't have one, and he gave you one.
No, there was a Spider-Man live action movie before that. It was a really crappy one, but I remember it.
Who's the actor?
I don't remember.
Exactly. Toby gave you everything you needed in them first 3 Spider-Man.
All Toby
Don't
did.
turn on him now.
Tobey Maguire gave me emo Peter Parker dancing down the street.
You didn't know that until any of the when those first 3 movies, he was like, all right, man, it's pretty good movie. Spider-Man. This is tight, man. We're going to go see Spider-Man. You was hyped. Don't you turn on Toby now. Don't do that to his career. He doesn't.
Tobey Garfield was dressed like... yeah, that's how bad it was. Tobey Maguire, who was dressed like... Spider-Man 3, he was dressed like he was about to audition... The man looked like he was about to audition for My Chemical Romance while disco dancing down the street.
It was a bad movie, and that disco dancing was one of my favorite scenes. I can't believe it.
I was like, look, I would put it like this. When I go back and watch those Spider-Man movies, the good script is what elevates it. Not so much Toby.
I mean, he already
like I'm talking about when I go back and watch the original Spider-Man, the first 2. I'm like, oh, this isn't a bad movie, but it doesn't age that well to me, and Toby just doesn't feel the same. Like after a while, I was like, you know what? I don't feel the excitement behind Toby.
No, at no point.
And that might be because, yeah, I'm not saying he's phony. I just don't like, and it might be because Tom Holland is bouncing around like he took cocaine. He's like, what? I can do this? Huh? Mr. Stark, look at this. Toby's just like, you know who I am. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Like, reluctantly.
Yeah. It's like,
I'm your favorite neighborhood Spider-Man.
It's like I said, if I had to say, I would definitely say Toby was the better Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield to me was the better Spider-Man because, yes.
Man, Spider-Man. You know what?
Because
I'm going to go back and watch it.
Because I need, Spider-Man. You know why? Because I need quips I need quips. Andrew Garfield's quips in the Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, were better than Tobey Maguire's quips in Spider-Man movies. I just said they're better. So they had to have landed if I said they were better.
I mean, not necessarily. They could just be better than what Toby was doing.
Like Toby, he didn't have quips. I need quips, man.
Like Deadpool, he runs his mouth through the whole movie, and it's like there's a lot of them jokes, a lot of them land, a lot of them don't. So it's like, did these clips really land?
And I still go back and watch Deadpool.
I mean, no, of course, no, don't get me wrong, no.
Sorry,
I don't want.
I might go to the theaters to watch Once Upon a Deadpool. That's the PG-13. That's what the PG-13.
I know.
Have you not seen the poster of him and Fred Savage?
I've seen it. Maybe.
Who wouldn't want?
And that's how.
If Fred Savage doesn't make a cameo, I would be mad though.
Remember when we were saying that we was like, when they do this PG-13, like, oh, they're not gonna get our money again. They might.
They bought Fred Savage in.
They might. So I don't know.
Look, all I need is for Fred Savage to appear, Deadpool to get hit in the head, because, you know, in the first 2 movies, every time something happens to his head, like some random song starts playing. Uh-huh. If he gets hit in the head with something, and all I hear is, what would you do with this? I was like, he won. It's over. They hit the Wonder Years.
My childhood.
Like, have a little help for your friend. All I need is my brother.
Why do you remember that song?
Because I just watched the Wonder Years, like, not too long ago.
Okay, here we go.
I watch a... Look, man, I grew up on Nick at Night. Like, there was a lot of early 90s, 80s, and 70 TV shows that I used to watch all night as a little kid on Nick at Night. I used to watch Brady Bunch, Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, I didn't dream of watching Nick at Night at that age.
Oh.
Because 2 channels over, there were cartoons.
Oh, no.
I was playing all the time.
Oh, no, I was watching Nick at Night.
Cartoon Network? You kidding me?
Nah.
These never go off.
Nah, cause after a while, that's when you got to like Hong Kong Phooey and stuff like that. I was like, you know what? I wasn't feeling that after a while.
Oh yeah.
I was like, let me watch.
Hanna-Barbera Jones, I was in.
I needed
just all the time.
Look. That's how I learned my life lessons young. It's like, cause I found out the basic structure of a sitcom. Like, everyone's happy. An issue arises. The issue gets solved. Everyone comes together. Da-na-na. That's what I needed. I needed that structure. I needed that that hug at the end. Oh man.
And Cartoon Network ruined it when they put real people on Cartoon Network.
Man, Cartoon Network.
When they put a human being on Cartoon Network.
I was cool with between like 10 p.m. to like 4 a.m. I just couldn't mess with Cartoon Network. When Wacky Races came on at 5 in the morning though, that was all me. It was a must. Like Wacky Races and the
TV was already on Cartoon Network.
The Snorks.
Like, oh, Wacky Races.
It's like, couldn't nobody tell me that the Snorks weren't gangsters, and then they got rid of it because they're like, oh, it's just a ripoff of the Smurfs. It wasn't doing well. Fuck you. I like the Snorks. All right. I wanted to see the ongoing adventures of those underwater creatures.
No shit.
Like, it's like, because I didn't like the Smurfs. I was like, look, it's already creepy because it's only ever one chick. It's always this one grown man who keeps trying to hunt down these little small creatures. Like, leave them alone, man. It's like it's like going to look for a bug and just so you can squash them. Come on, dog. What? Like, was he eating them? Did he need them for potions? I don't even remember what he wanted to do with the damn things.
That's dark situations.
Matter of fact, what was it? And what was it with the Smurfs? Like, Smurfette wasn't even an actual Smurf. She was created or something.
Yeah, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was like magic. She was like magically created. It's like, come on, man. Y'all couldn't just have gender equality back then. The only way y'all could bring a female, you had to go to Adam and Eve route. It's like, yeah, I took a rib from Brainies, then I took some dust, and then I did Smurfette. Nah, bump that. It's like, give me my morning Thundercats.
Remember the Centurions?
Nah.
You don't remember Centurions? Nah. With the 3 guys, they were like soldiers, and they had like these bodysuits on, and they would like call on this.
You know how bad? You want to know how much I don't know what you're talking about? As soon as you said 3 guys, my mind just automatically jumped to Big Bad Beetleborgs.
No. It was a cartoon. Hold on. It was a cartoon, and one of them. All right, so they had these bodysuits, but they were like little attachment suits.
Mm-hmm.
And they would call on these suits. One of them would turn into a boat. One of them would turn into like a plane. And one of them would turn into like a car or something like that. But like it would be like different parts that would attach to their suits, and they would like use it. So like the guy would call his wings, and the wings would come, and he would like fly and like shoot shit. You've never seen the Centurions? Oh, man.
I don't know. I'm listening to you describe it, but I feel like I'm listening like, yeah, they're just the Wonder triplets. Form of, shape of.
Nah, it was way. I'll show you. It was way different.
All right, then I guess I have a research the Centurions.
It was like right next to Thundercats.
Oh, I miss my Ronin Warriors.
Oh, that's a whole different league. Right
Gangsters. Those were gangsters right there.
That's different.
Man, speaking of gangsters, AMC trying to be gangster. AMC trying to get into that movie life. Apparently, they trying to do 4 movies based off of 2 of their franchises. They want to do a Breaking Bad movie, which is supposed to be a sequel following what's the dude's name? Aaron Paul. I think his character's name was Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess, see what happens after Walter dies. I'm just like, I don't really care about Jesse that much without Walter.
Word? Because Jesse, fuck.
I like Walter, man. Like,
he made the show.
It was just it was the descent of Walter that made the show everything. It was like Jesse was just like this on again, off again, doesn't know what he really wants type of person.
He's the man that knocks, man. That was what Walter is. The one
Man.
that knocks.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go see it. I would probably have to rewatch Breaking Bad all over again before the movie, though.
Like the whole show?
Yeah, why not? It's only like 13 episodes a season. If I can get through 10 episodes of The Purge in a day, I can get through Breaking Bad.
And you live a charmed life. You just have so much time to do this.
I don't. I literally. I can only do this at home.
Because I'm like, yo, between gaming,
see that, and that's where mine suffers. I don't game a lot.
You don't game a lot?
Like, I turned my Xbox on for the first time this weekend. Like, I haven't played anything more than 5 minutes of Red Dead before you got here. And tomorrow is a holiday, and I gotta watch my kids, so I can only really play when he takes a nap, or turn on his tablet and throw on some Muppet Babies or something, and hope that it keeps him distracted long enough. Cause
you good?
Because he likes to walk up and just, ooh, what's this nice bright button right here? Still never forget that. In the middle of the damn blackout beta. All right, running. Do-do-do. Because you know that Xbox sound when you hit that power button. Do-do-do. I was like, son of a bitch.
I probably won't see it.
Yeah, like, no. But then here's the thing.
He might do flashbacks to Walter, right? Like, he's not going to be in
there is a thing going around where Bryan Cranston said that he would be open to being in the movie. So I guess if they did a flashback, he said, he said, if y'all want to do flashbacks or bring me back, that's cool. Like, I'd be willing to do it. You can bring the dude from Better Call Saul, because technically Saul's not dead. So
I never seen the show. She's not dead, right?
Yeah, no, the show's actually pretty good. The show is almost the exact same thing of Breaking Bad. The only difference is the dude that plays Saul, he was I think he was like ex-con or something like that, and he ended up getting his law degree, and he wanted to be a good lawyer. Like, he has an older brother who's like a head of a law firm, and so he was like, he wanted to show, like, look, you gave me a job, you did this, you protected me, helped me out, I idolize you, I want to be the type of person you are, I want to be the type of lawyer you are. And it was just like how, like, he was trying so hard to, like, be like his brother, and just like how after a while the way people was treating him, even his own brother, he was just like, you know what, bump it, like, I'm just gonna do it my way. So it's definitely one of those shows, just like, oh man, you could see the potential that he had, and you could see that he really wanted to try to do it the right way. Right. But he was just like, everyone, like, people just weren't taking him serious. And he's like, if that's the case, then you know what, by any means necessary. It's like, y'all think I'm a joke. I'm gonna be a joke who just go ahead and just, like, shits on y'all. So I respect that. And then AMC's other 3 movies. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched The Walking Dead, Rick is gone.
Oh shit. What's the rules?
Oh, believe me.
Nah,
I'm about to say, this ain't Rick is gone.
The final episodes with Rick Grimes. That's how
but he ain't dead.
So he just left the group?
I don't.
What the fuck? He just left the group?
So the way it played out on the show, something happened and he, like, blew up a bridge or something like that. Okay. So you thought he was dead.
He's on the other side.
But then it like cuts. But then it like cuts back to like someone lifting up like onto a helicopter and him being flown away, but he's still unconscious.
What fucking helicopter? We still got helicopters?
Look,
I stopped watching Walking Dead.
Oh, I stopped watching Walking Dead too. What I'm telling you, this is just me reading a review.
They got helicopters.
And I saw a picture. Yeah. They still got cars. Like, really, all you need is fuel for the helicopter. So.
Like, who's using helicopters?
People need to get from one place to another pretty quickly with
true.
a short amount of people.
You speak no lies. I want to. Should I catch up? I don't want to catch up. It was too much. The reason
I don't plan on catching up.
The reason why I stopped watching is because I started to feel just as depressed as they were in this world.
Oh no! The reason I stopped watching is because it was too much slow burn for not enough satisfaction.
I kept taking deaths personally, and I was just like, yo, there's just no end. There's just no matter where y'all go.
Oh man,
I'm tired of traveling with y'all.
And your feelings probably would have been hurt by Carl then.
Yeah, I heard about Carl.
I was like,
by that time, my emotions were already out.
Because
I was like, oh, word.
Really? Because it's like, man, I remember when he was a little kid on the show.
You watched him grow
like,
up.
yeah, it's like he was like, look, there are characters where you watch them grow, like different mindsets and maturity and stuff like that. And no, you watched him grow up. Yeah. You watched him grow from little, hi, I'm Carl, to, hey, Dad, I got this. I know how to handle these zombies. Mm-hmm. You ain't shit anyway. Go in the corner. Cry, baby. And I only got one eye. I'm about to fuck shit up. What y'all want to do? Like, you saw him from like a little insecure, I don't really know how to do this little kid, to like grabbing his nuts, I got this, solid skate type of person.
Yeah, I was already out of the show.
I was, like, the last full episode I remember is just after Negan smashed in Glenn's head.
I was already out of the show by then too.
Man, I wasn't. I wasn't watching actively, but I still cared when that happened just because I read the comics. So I was like, ooh, y'all about to, ooh.
It's just because, first of all, to even catch up at the time to The Walking Dead, I had to, when they put the episodes on Netflix, I binge watched it. Mm-hmm. So when I say that was the only thing that I watched,
I was about to say that's why it was depressing to you, because you ain't had no time, you ain't take no break in between it
at all. And then I was current, and I was watching it every week when it came out, and then I was just like, it's just the same shit over and over again. Like,
just the same old shit, dog. Just different day.
When the prison fell, I was like, where are we going now? And we're just on the road, just looking for
on the
shit.
road again.
Man, I can't keep doing this shit.
You sound like you walking with him.
I was with him, bro.
You over here like, my legs hurt.
Rick was
like, time out, Rick. I can't do this no more.
Time to fall apart. You right, Rick. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And then when what's his name? Tyrese died. That was the last episode for me. That was it. I was like, man, fuck.
When they had him sitting in the room all by himself, just dying.
I was like, I can't.
Hallucinating.
I don't care how good this show, because I didn't see it out. There's no out to this. I was like, the world is fucked. Where are we going?
He's like, how's this going to end? He's like, oh, we found a cure. Like, well, you mean you found a vaccine, because the cure is just going to keep us. I mean, a vaccine is just going to keep us from turning into zombies. Right. Like, at this point, niggas have already been deteriorating, decayed, they bones. You can't bring them back to life.
Like, the world is, there's no returning to it. So it's just like, I can't do this anymore. So I stopped.
He's like, at least in Shaun of the Dead, they like turned them in, they like made them semi-functional. It was like, yeah, you can pick up shopping carts. Yeah, like Ed was still playing. He was still playing games with Ed at the end. But I say all that because they made sure that they didn't kill him off. Because this fool's gonna be in 3 damn movies for The Walking Dead. First of all, AMC, why are you making 3 movies about The Walking Dead?
Second of all, I don't know who your lawyer is. That's a damn good one. Your agent? I don't know who your agent is. He hooked you up. All right, look. We know you're tired of this whole humdrum every week shit.
He's like, we only need 3 more years from you. 3 movies.
3 movies. And then you out the game for good. I want to see how much the checks is going to be.
I was like, look.
Because it's supposed to be focused around him, right?
They didn't say what it's going to be focused around. They just said he's going to be in the movies. Okay. So maybe is because I guess at the end of that episode of The Walking Dead, they like jump forward in time a little bit. Because I think that's also how they ended up excusing how they wrote Maggie off the show, because she has a show on CBS now, I think. So
she didn't kill her?
No.
Okay.
So they left. Yeah, so they left it open so she could come. They basically left it open so that characters could come back. I'm just like, for as long and as drawn out as that episode was that I heard, to kind of leave the door open, I was like, man, fuck this. I think Corey said he was done.
Oh, he's finished?
Yeah, I think Corey said that was it for him.
How many seasons is it?
It's 8.
It's 8 seasons?
Yeah, 8 seasons, and they're like contracted up till 10, I think. Maybe even past that.
That's a lot for a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah, 10 years of hopelessness.
Yeah.
10 years of hopelessness, not being able to even trust 10 years of being stuck with a group of survivors because everything else out there wants to kill you, and the fact of the matter is, it turns out those people want to kill you as well.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So AMC, you definitely ain't get my money on that. I would probably do the Breaking Bad, but I don't know if I can sit through 3 Walking Dead movies with Andrew Lincoln. I'm sorry.
I'm too far gone to even be able to appreciate those movies that come out. I wouldn't know what the fuck is going on.
I mean, I guess the good thing would be if the movies take place in between the time jump in The Walking Dead, you don't really have to know a lot. All you really need to know is that Rick got separated from his group and his group thinks he's dead.
He's just off doing his own shit.
Yeah, and like he could be like just like they could have flown him to like the other side of the country. So now it's just like, oh, now he has to fight back.
What if
like The Last of Us.
Like shit just untouched. Like where were they? In Georgia?
No. By the time it ended, they were in DC, I think.
DC?
Yeah, or Virginia.
Seattle is just like on and pumping. Like they just doing it up over there. The city is still thriving. Like, yeah, we cut the country in half. We heard about that crazy shit happening over there. On the
well, unfortunately, Fear of the Walking Dead takes place on the West Coast.
They fucked it up. All right, never mind. Well, there goes that plot line.
It was like, only place that'd probably be safe is like Silicon Valley. All the tech people was like, oh yeah, we built these self-sustaining machines that go ahead and kill everything. And
might be, they could be doing it up, right?
Hawaii, they probably sacrifice some people into a volcano every year to keep them safe. They'd be like, listen here, bro. Like, sorry to have to tell you this, brother. It's you this time.
You get 3 more rashes, and you're going in that volcano. You understand?
It's like we gotta appease King Kamehameha.
You cough 2 more times. That's where you're headed. You understand? We heard about the Americans. All right, we're not doing that. All right.
Like, what's that on your arm, bruv? He's like, it's a dog bite. No, that's a volcano.
Take your ass up to King.
Nah, brother. But yeah, like I'm only down for the Breaking Bad. I'm not down for the Walking Dead. I'm Walking Dead out. I'm tired of it. Like, it's to the point where I saw like people play the beta for the Walking Dead, for that new Walking Dead game.
Oh, it's garbage.
Really? I heard a lot of people say it was fun.
That one person shooter overkill jump?
No, it's not one person. It's a
first person.
Yeah, first person. Yeah, first person multiplayer jump.
That overkill jump?
Yeah.
That jump is kind of like Payday?
Yeah.
Garbage.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I've seen the gameplay.
The street?
I've seen the guy playing it. My judgment after watching the guy playing it, garbage. I was like, yo, I don't want to play this game. I'll fuck with Payday all day.
That's what we need to get back into. That's what I need to do. Like, get back, download Payday again, because I think I deleted it.
I deleted it too.
Well, once Black Friday comes around, I'm gonna get a bigger hard drive. Probably get like a 3 terabyte hard drive.
Dope.
Like, cause I see 4 terabytes for like 80 when they're on sale. So Black Friday, I should be able to find one for like 50.
Dope.
What else we got? Let's take a little journey back to our adolescence, our preteens.
Okay.
You know, back, or your teenage years maybe, back when Mike Myers brought the world this nasty, ugly ass green ogre named Shrek.
That turned the world on its head.
Yeah. Like, at the time, those graphics for that animated, that was like top notch. Like, we ain't never seen nothing like it. He's like, oh snap, look, like everything's like the stuff is moving. You can see the nose hairs and all. Like, the fine detail in it was great.
We're talking about Shrek.
Yeah,
we are talking about Shrek.
It was. And so all these years later, once I forgot that Shrek even existed, DreamWorks was like, hey, guess what? Guess what we doing? We bringing back Shrek.
And
Puss in Boots. Because everyone loves Antonio Banderas as that little kitty.
I fucking love Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas is a national treasure. I hope he deserves U.S. citizenship just because of, he's a national treasure.
Like Keith David, national treasure. Like,
he was in Assassins, dog. Look, you want to know how I've always loved Antonio Banderas. You want to know how I knew this man had to be protected at all costs? In this trash ass movie called The Expendable 3. He was the only bright spot in that movie to me.
I kill people.
That is the best line ever.
I am really good at it.
It's like, all I know what to do is killing people. That was the best. That took it over the top. I was like, protect this man at all costs. Because he was angry and upset and passionate about the one thing that he...
This is all I know to do.
I'm good at it.
And you all keep telling me I can't do this.
I want that as a soundbite. It's like, all I know what to do is killing people. And I'm very good at it.
No, I'll say, if I give you that, I'll say the Desperados gave him the,
Desperado,
Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
the El Mariachi series put him in my heart.
Yeah.
That line put him over top for me, period.
Yeah.
It's like his over-exaggeration was just the greatest thing ever.
Well, and his performance as Puss in Boots. But that's also equally as legendary.
To be honest, I've only seen part of the actual Puss in Boots movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember more so from the bless you. I remember more so from the Shrek movies, which, I mean, you know what? I'm cool with a Shrek remake just because.
Is Mike Myers coming back?
I don't know. They haven't. So, in my mind, if you're doing a reboot, they're probably going to do a whole different voice cast. So, no Mike Myers, no Eddie Murphy. Cameron Diaz, she just like quietly retired from acting.
Didn't she though?
Yeah.
Just didn't show up anymore. Even Drew Barrymore is a zombie.
She just like Cameron Diaz. She probably just somewhere on tour with Good Charlotte right now with her husband.
Damn. Okay.
Like
Lucy Liu still going?
Elementary.
Still?
Dog, Elementary is like in season 7.
Still?
Yes. Like you hate on Elementary. Elementary is strong.
Yes, the masses love that shit. Because Sherlock did it for me. I was like,
nah.
You're not Sherlock. I don't give a fuck.
Nah, I love Elementary. I love Johnny Lee Miller. His like right now, his Sherlock is suffering some effects from his years of drug use, and it's like what it's doing to him. It's like kind of breaking you a little bit, or it makes you feel for him.
So if you're keeping up with the show,
I don't keep up with the show, but like every once in a while on Hulu, I'll like binge a few episodes and then I'll stop, and then like I'll binge again.
Did they have their version of Moriarty on there?
Yeah, it was a chick. Okay. Matter of fact, it wasn't a chick. It was the chick that got him hooked on drugs.
Okay.
So I was like, ooh. I was like, not only did you get outsmarted by this chick who like he thought like she got him hooked on drugs. I don't know. Wait, did she get him hooked on drugs or did he think her dying got him hooked on drugs? It's one of those two. Either. Yeah, he didn't know she she wasn't Moriarty at the time. She was like she went by some other name, and he fell in love with her. She was like an art student or something like that, or like an artist. I think she might have been pretending to be American. It was the chick. Did you ever watch Luther?
The first couple episodes.
I think it was the British chick from Luther, the one that was playing like the murderer that I think it was her if I'm not mistaken.
That ended up like being on Luther's team or some shit like that.
Yeah, so I think either he thought she died and like the loss of her made him like turn to drugs, or she introduced him to drugs. It's one of those. But yeah, man, like so he thought she was dead for all this time. Find out she alive, and dog, I was like, damn. Yeah, like dog. I mean, you gotta watch Elementary. Just find the episodes.
I mean, I like Sherlock, and if they're doing a good job, 7 seasons, you're doing something right.
Yeah, I like the dynamic of. I just like the dynamic of Watson and Holmes in this. In this one, it's really like, it really is more so partnership and more so of a dependency. Like there are times when he goes away. And like he comes back, he's like, "Look, I've realized I don't do my best work if you're not around." Like he pretty much said that. Like I would like to.
That's how it was on Sherlock.
Yeah, and it started off with her being his sober companion.
Right. I mean, I did watch maybe the first 4 episodes because I wanted to give it a shot, and I was just like, "This Sherlock." I got to decide.
So here's the thing: you probably like Sherlock more because the whole season intertwines into one thing. Like Elementary, Elementary isn't like that. It's like watching Elementary is like watching Bones, kind of.
Okay.
Not, and I say that because it's like your regular procedural cop like drama, but then underneath it, there also is like something that's happening that like spreads across that arcs across multiple episodes in the show, in the season.
They're subplots. No,
Yeah.
that would be the main plot, and then the stuff that they do, the procedurals, is like their subplots.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, like Bones, and Bones was cool up until like season 5. But it lasted 12. But it lasted 12 years or 11 years. So hey,
it did something right.
Hey, it proved that David Boreanaz can just keep on running.
Yeah, he's doing something else.
Yep.
Right? Like
Yep. SEAL Team on CBS. Yeah. Think of it. My man did 8 years. My man did 8 years between Buffy and Angel. Mm-hmm. Then he did 11 years of Bones.
Successful years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then 11 years of Bones, and then right after that, he's in season 2 of SEAL Team.
He's winning.
And I just want to point out, all of this is back to back to back. There's been no breaks.
He hasn't been
the season after. Yep, the season after Angel ended, he got Bones. The season after Bones ended, he got SEAL Team 6.
I think after Angel,
or Navy or SEAL Team, whatever it's called.
I think after Angel, he was even cast in one of those Crow movies.
That shitty ass. It was a horrible Crow movie.
It was a bad
movie. Yeah, with the kid that played John Connor from Terminator 2. It was bad.
He
Wicked Prayer. Whatever you do not watch the Crow Wicked Prayers.
Yeah, that's the one. Watch that.
It's like if you see David Boreanaz, Edward Furlong, or Tara Reid in a movie, do not see it.
When Tara Reid had a promising career at first.
Before you realize all she could do is just look pretty and not really act.
Right.
Like when you required more from her.
They tried to push her.
Dang. We got so caught up, we just passed over Shrek and Puss.
We did. Anyways, reboots. Shrek and Puss in Boots.
I'm cool for different voice casts.
I'm not, because there was a time where Mike Myers was like running Hollywood with Austin Powers. Like
Austin Powers and then Shrek.
That he put out, it was like, yo.
Except for the Cat in the Hat.
I love the Cat in the Hat. You didn't like the Cat in the Hat? People didn't like the Cat in the Hat. Y'all
People shitted on the Cat in the Hat.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, they're wrong.
Like,
wrong. The Cat in the Hat was a great movie. It was funny. Like, I'm an adult, like, laughing at this kiddie shit that he's doing in the Cat in the Hat. I know.
I never even wanted to watch it. I'm not even gonna lie.
See it? Oh my god. No, it's.
They were trying. See, what they were trying to do is they were trying to sell me on the Cat in the Hat because the world knew I loved the Grinch. That's what it was.
Hey, I had a good ass time. Every time I watched the Cat in the Hat, and like it'll come on TV, you know.
Nope, I didn't even bother watching when it came on TV.
Look, I'll watch that shit. I have a good time watching the Cat in the Hat. That was pretty good. It had like tasteful jokes. It was a good ass movie, man. All right, anyway.
I never watched it.
Even like The Love Guru, like he had that. I wasn't.
That was the movie that pretty much ended him.
That's what ended him. But
never watched that either.
It was the fan. I was, because after the Austin Powers series, I was immediately a huge fan of Mike Myers. And
after the first 2 Austin Powers movies, I was a fan.
Goldmember
wasn't that great.
It wasn't that great. It was like, if you want to end this, like
I went to theaters to go see Goldmember, and I was just like, oh man, this was like out of all this. Nah, I was with somebody else. I just remember like watching the movie when it was all said and done. I was like, I picked the wrong Austin Powers movie to go to the theaters to see. This was definitely one I could have waited for in on DVD or VHS.
Flair, when they threw Beyonce in there, it was just like,
I'm Foxy Cleopatra. That's what she couldn't act either. Oh God.
All right. We'll just ride this wave to the end of the movie. No, but like The Love Guru, it was a bad movie, but it was like a good bad for me. I was like,
it was a romantic comedy starring Jessica Alba. There was no saving it for me.
I didn't have a problem. Mike Myers, it wasn't a lot that Mike Myers could do that I was like, ugh. Like there was Wife's an Axe Murder.
Yeah.
Like before Austin Powers.
Yeah.
And that was after Wayne's World. Wayne's World, like Mike Myers had
I didn't have a problem with Mike Myers. I just said the Love Guru. I just said the Love Guru was the end of it.
Right.
That was the line in the sand where people were just like, we're Mike Myers out. Like we can't take anymore. Like the only Michael Myers we want to see is by Rob Zombie right now.
And then I don't know. I like Cat in the Hat. You should watch Cat in the Hat. You should watch Cat in the Hat.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they might be able to do Mike for Shrek. But the thing is, if you can't get the other voice actors to come back, or at least the main, if you can't get the main three, then one it's not going to suffice.
Yeah.
I'm not going to want to hear Mike Myers talk to a donkey if it's not Eddie Murphy.
I don't want to hear Puss in Boots if it's not Antonio.
Oh yeah, if it's not Antonio Banderas, just forget about it.
Yeah, that's all right.
I was like, you need that suave Latin, and I hate to say it, I haven't seen another Latin actor right now who has like that suaveness of Antonio when it comes to talking.
Nope. I tried. I gave it a legit shot.
I can't think of anyone. It's like it could just be because Antonio is normally like used to be the go-to guy when you needed a Latin suave type of person, but
damn, Hispanic community, I need to step it up, yo, because Antonio's old.
No, I'll say this: America, you need to step it up and try to find more people. Stop recycling people, but then at the same time, recycle him as Puss in Boots.
There's nobody else like to fill his shoes, yo.
There's someone out there, we just don't know them yet. They're just waiting on their big break. It was just like think about it. Think about how like for a long time we was just like, man, when Denzel goes, ain't nobody gonna be able to fill his shoes. And then slowly but surely, Michael B. Jordan's like, you're not gonna fulfill his shoes, but you're definitely gonna be that person that we rely on heavily.
Hey man, give him a few more movies. I think his son will do a good enough job.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me and my father were talking about that today. He was talking about how good Black Klansman was. I was like, oh yeah, man, with Denzel's son. He's like, that's his son. It's like, yeah.
I thought it was okay. It was a good movie. It's a good watch, and I recommend people to watch it.
It's a good story, but if you're not like fully invested in the story, I can see how it can kind of throw you off, especially if you're going off the trailers. Because the trailers made it seem so much more of a comedy than what it was.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's still a really good watch.
Yeah.
What did I give it? Like 7 out of 10.
I gave it an 8.
You gave it an 8? Yeah, I gave it an 8.
I gave
because the trailers, the way they cut the trailers, a lot of the funny parts in the movie they showed you in the trailer.
They Suicide Squadded it.
Yeah, and that was real whack to me. Yeah. I didn't have anything new to like laugh at. It was like, oh man, I've seen this already. So,
except for the end when he was talking to when he was still talking to Topher.
Oh yeah,
that shit was funny. He said, "Well, I had to ask." He's like, how do you know difference when you talk to a black guy? So what, it's just the way you talk. Like, the way they say ax instead of ask. They don't pronounce their K's. Man, what we got? So that's pretty much it. The only other thing was this was just a little bit of news I just found out today. Somehow they're bringing John Barrowman back for Arrow season 7.
Now, he's not been out of the Arrow game for a long time. Did he die?
Oh, yeah. Season 5, he got blowed up.
He got blowed up?
He got blowed up.
What kind of explosion was it? Because, that's how they exit characters out without...
It was the type of explosion where if you... It was a type
was
of...
he standing, like, right in front of the bomb?
It was a type of explosion to where the only way I can fully believe that he's alive is they're in another world. They used the Wave Rider in Legends of Tomorrow to go back in time. Or the Flash did something and fucked up the timeline again.
So that nigga's definitely dead, is what you said. There was no way he's making it out of that explosion.
Thea walked on a landmine. And being a father, he knocked her off real quick and jumped on it. And then while the bad guys were getting closer and surrounding him, he took his foot off the landmine.
Oh, shit.
He should be dead. There's no there was no Oliver swinging in at the last second to pick him up like he did Felicity in season 3. Right. He's dead, or he should be dead, or season 4, whichever season that was for Arrow. He should be dead.
Okay.
So that's why I said,
congratulations, Captain Jack. Welcome back.
Yeah, I mean, but the whole thing is you had the Elseworld storyline going on, so I'm thinking more so he's probably there for the Elseworld storyline.
I have no idea what that is.
It's I showed you the pictures where they had like Superman in the all black suit, and they had and the Flash and Arrow, or like
they were switched.
that Flash suit on Stephen Amell looks so horrible.
It looks really bad.
I'm sorry, that new Flash suit is just trash anyway. Give him back the damn chin strap. He like this part of his face is bare. Nah, he needs that chin strap. That chin strap just look better. Like, why are you showing more of his face? That just should make it easier for people to figure out who he is.
What he needs to do is come on back to Doctor Who. That's what I'm saying.
Get him back to Doctor Who.
Messy Cap Jack. You can't die, so you ain't dead. You just out there in the universe, just floating around.
Maybe he's just chilling with River somewhere.
Oh no! You know what?
He did die.
Is dead. He's the face of Bo. I don't know if you've watched that far.
No.
Damn it! I forgot how they wrote that shit in there. I don't know. And with time travel, it's funny. No, so there's this thing, and I could be getting the name wrong. I remember it's called the face of Bo. But there's this huge face, this huge like alien inside this tank, like Zordon. How he was little, and he knew everything. He was like the wisest, like because he was always around. It was always rumored that could be Captain Jack, like because they went all the way into the future to like meet the face of Bo. So it was like they could have went so far that that's just what Captain Jack became. And it was rumored that that could be Captain Jack. I don't know. I don't remember if they confirmed it or what. But the face of Bo died. And, like, so in
other words,
like,
there's a chance that he could still be there, though.
He could be. Like, I mean, it's time travel, so you can always go to a certain point in time to where he's floating around. But they might have killed off Captain Jack. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen those episodes. So.
Damn.
That was Tennant's years.
Yeah. Man.
Where shit was really sad. Tennant's seasons were always really sad.
God damn. Well, shoot. I guess on that note, after that depressing little bit of news that Bo
ended on a bad note.
Nah, because now we got trailers next.
Trailers. I think we got some happy trailers for you guys.
Yeah, because we couldn't really find anything, so we just went ahead and got some animated. Well, you know what? The first one, I don't think the first one I don't think is actually all that happy. Like this ain't this right here.
This is happy.
Oh wait, no, I picked the wrong one. Hold on, I picked the wrong one. That was definitely the wrong one. I didn't mean to pick that one.
This one's happy.
No, hold on. That's too happy. I don't want happy. All right,
we gotta flow it out.
I want to end it on a good kitty note. So this right here, the first thing we're gonna watch. This is Mowgli, which is not Disney's live version of the Jungle Book. This was another one that was supposed to come out around the same time, starring Andy Serkis.
I'm almost just tired of the retelling of this.
And they've only retold it twice.
I mean, no, you got like the cartoon. You've got
the cartoon was how old?
I know, but you've got
and then the sequel to the cartoon.
You had a sequel. Then you had the one where
Jason Scott Lee.
Yeah, Jason Scott Lee. Then you had the one where Bill Murray was Baloo. Right, that was Bill Murray, right? Was that Bill Murray?
Yeah, that was the one that just came out a couple years ago.
It's too many. Why do we keep telling the
it's only
over and over again?
It's only been like five.
It's not even like different.
But it's 5 movies.
Same story.
But it's 5 movies in like 50 years though. It ain't.
But why do you keep retelling the story?
We've had 6 Spider-Man. We've had 6 Spider-Man movies in under 20 years.
He's doing different shit. That's what I'm saying. He's fighting different people.
But we all know Uncle Ben dies.
It's like having those Spider-Man movies and him fighting the Green Goblin every time. It's like, dude. It's for what the fuck is going on.
It's for a different generation, man.
I guess, man. Why does the youngest generation just watch our shit? Why do we keep remaking shit for them?
Because shit doesn't always age well.
But the Jungle Book does.
No, it doesn't. I haven't seen the animated version in I don't know how long because I don't want to watch a cartoon.
It's like them re-putting out like Cinderella. It's like no one cares about Cinderella. No one cares about Sleeping Beauties. No one cares about
apparently
Snow White.
I mean, that's probably a little bit. That's probably a little bit of a lie because Beauty and the Beast did numbers.
Beauty and the Beast did that. But people, look, I care about Beauty and the Beast.
Everyone turned.
That's my favorite.
Look, everyone turned out to watch Stockholm Syndrome. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's my favorite out of the old.
Tale as old as time. Man kidnaps a girl. She just gets used to it.
Well, first he slams.
Then they fall in love.
This old lady's face. What do you have? A flower? Fuck that. Get out of here. It's cold.
It's like
he's got the door open. Close the door.
It's like if that ain't the rose that grew from the concrete, I don't want it. All right.
Anyways, trailers. So
let's get into Mowgli.
The Jungle Book. Are we talking during this trailer?
Because every scoring play in the NFL is reviewed.
Wow. What? Hey, let me
catch. He caught it. It's good.
Hold on. I can't find my mouse.
Field, which means you have to.
My bad. I'm not gonna lie. I may or may not have been watching football scores. What the hell happened? Hold on.
I don't know. I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It was a catch. He got it.
I fucked that up.
Why does Blue have an English accent?
Bashir had an English accent. Wait, that's not Blue. Was that Blue or was that Bashir?
That was Blue. Speak not even English, like an Australian accent. Man, that dude's dirty.
See, there you go. This is a little different.
Was that Rosario?
I can't tell. I'm looking through the small screen.
You will always be my son, Mowgli. Nothing can ever change that.
No, that's the girl from Slumdog Millionaire.
The jungle is
Frida Pito, I think.
man is taking more of it. The boy, just the only hope of survival. We're afraid of what Lamb might do to us.
Oh, McAvoy's in it. Watch.
How you've grown.
I am not a man, but neither am I a wolf. Which of you will follow me?
Are we going to war?
The whole jungle has been watching you.
Is he the one? Christian Bale's in this? I didn't see Christian Bale at all.
He's probably voicing Christian Bale, Kate Blanchett, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Damn, I gotta watch this movie, man. That looked great. And it's going on net. Was that Netflix was making it for theaters?
No, so what happened was the movie was supposed to come out I think last year or around the same within like a year of the Disney Jungle Book.
Yeah.
And I guess the studio was holding off on it, afraid that it wouldn't do as well because of that. And I guess eventually they're just like, you know what, we'll just sell it to Netflix.
Okay.
Or we'll just sell the rights to Netflix.
So Netflix is releasing it in theaters.
No, they're just gonna release it on Netflix.
They're just releasing it on Netflix. Okay.
Yeah, like the way they did
The bear does look like a drug addict. That was just a comment that I read underneath the joke.
like the way they did what's that joint called? The way they did the Cloverfield Paradox. Because that was supposed to hit theaters. They weren't sure about that, so they ended up selling it to Netflix.
That was a good move. That would have been a horrible theater release.
Yeah. That's what you do sometimes. You just gotta sell them rights over to Netflix.
I've been pissed watching that shit in theaters.
I'm glad I didn't watch it at all.
Wow, watching it. No, I mean like it. I barely want to talk about that. Like it was to complete. Watch the movie to complete because it ties in everything. The original Cloverfield. What is that? John Goodman, Cloverfield.
Cloverfield Lane.
And then watch it because it tells you what the fuck is going on with all these movies.
Oh well, I'm cool because I never saw the first Cloverfield. So
The first Cloverfield was the best one. What? Why aren't you watching these movies, man?
I wanted to see the monster. If I couldn't see the monster, that wasn't appealing to me.
That was great. That was a good ass movie.
Look.
Granted, it was a lot to do for some girl. You know the
Found-
premise, right?
Look, all I know is when I saw the trailer, I'm over here like I'm tired of this found footage shit.
No, that's one of the better found footage films. It's just that the plot is stupid to me, but everything else is great in that movie. Only because he's on the outside of New York City where this shit is happening, and this monster's attacking the city, and it's been long enough. So you should have, if you're gonna watch it, if you've seen it, you're good.
Spoiler alert: we don't care.
But he's on the outside of the city, and his girlfriend is closer on the inside of the city. So instead of him just going to escape, which would have shortened the movie, he's like, I need to go find my girl. And he's going through all of this shit, and he's got like his friends following. That's like me saying, yeah, I need to go find such and such, and all the kings are with me. And I'm like, no, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. I got this. And like, no, we're family. We're going. So it's like, all right, whatever. And then they.
I'm like, who said that? We not. This ain't Vin Diesel. Like, whatever.
We're all family. Like, you know. And he goes. And he's looking for his girl, and all this bad shit happens in between. And it's just like, that's a lot for a girl. You can find a new girlfriend, dude. Like, that's a lot. I don't. If you ever find a chance of where you're with me in the future and a monster is attacking the city, I'm not coming for you, whoever my future girlfriend might be. I'm not
Wife, kids, possibly parents.
Okay, wife maybe. Kids maybe. It depends on how big this monster is. Let's talk monsters. I'm just saying girlfriend. That's a stretch. I'll cry.
Don't worry. My wife and my child. Kaiju's come. I got you, Sasuke.
But girlfriend, if only we had got married before this monster attacked, then I'd probably maybe 50-50 be looking for you. That was, if you've seen the movie, you definitely understand.
My man said probably maybe 50-50.
That was a lot. For him to go through all that, it's a lot to go through for a girlfriend. Anyways, moving on.
So we got one more left, and this is how we're going to end the show. We're going to end it on a nice little family-friendly trailer from what I've been heard.
I at least want to end it on a good trailer.
Let's see.
Because Mowgli did.
Let the beat drop.
Identity scan initiated. Hello, Agent Sterling.
Let the beat drop. La 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 la.
I condone the name so far.
That was smooth.
Lance Sterling, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It worked. What did you do?
Nobody notices that. It's the most perfect form of spy could take.
Unburn me right now. Stop, girl. Seriously.
Hey, Lance, look at me.
Look at you? I can't not look at you. Robert. I can see my butt and your face at the same time.
I'm mad at how much you're laughing at this.
I wasn't supposed to laugh that hard at that. That was a good joke. That was good. Oh man. I wasn't supposed to laugh at that. I was supposed to laugh. It was a joke. It was a good joke. That was a really good joke. That wasn't funny? That was funny. That was funny.
I mean, did you see the way my face dropped when that nigga turned into a bird?
I wasn't feeling that. The moment
I was
happened,
like,
no. But that joke picked it up for me. That was a good joke.
He said
that was funny.
that joke might have redeemed the trailer for you.
It might have, man. That was funny. I don't know who wrote that joke. That was a good ass joke. That was okay. All right. On that note, that was a good laugh too. That was
I was only laughing because you was laughing. I don't know.
I really like that. That was because this is the eyes. I don't need to explain the joke. Y'all know why I'm laughing. But that was a good joke.
He said y'all just saw everything. Y'all know what's up.
Yeah, y'all know what's going on. That was a good joke. Okay.
Oh man.
Okay, so we wrapping up. Is that?
Yeah, we wrap it up.
We're wrapping up on that.
I didn't know if you had any. I didn't know if you had any other thoughts that you wanted to put out.
No, that was okay. All right, so I'd watch it.
Will Smith, Tom Holland. I can't see any other names.
Why not? And if they got jokes like that, I'm all here for it. I'm gonna be a grown ass man in this movie theater with little kids laughing my ass off at jokes like that.
I mean, all you gotta do is take a niece. Take a niece with your little brother.
Yeah, because I'm that great of a guy.
Might as well. Like, hey, you might as well. Then you know if they like it. And then later on, when it comes out on digital media, it's like, hey, shut up and go watch this movie.
Let me get this for you guys, but I'm really getting it from you.
Yeah, pretty much. There you go. You ain't gotta feel bad about nothing. You know, you got a lady friend over, and you know they happen to be in the house. So like, hey, it's like, you mind if I promised my niece and my brother that I watch a movie with them. You mind watching this movie? Yeah. She be like, look, the kids just be watching the movie just like this. You be like, oh shit, look at his butt. She gonna looking like, nigga, you sure they wanted to see this movie? Yeah, they was asking me about it all day today.
They not even in the room anymore, like upstairs, like
they don't went. He's like, they went to go eat lunch. It's like, nah, they said they can hear it through the vents, right? They put their ears by the vent so they can hear the sound and. Oh man.
That was that's cool, man. It's good to see Will Smith doing. I didn't see Shark Tale. Was Shark Tale good?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't good.
No,
well,
it wasn't.
1 for 2. Let's do it. Let's see if this will work out.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? He might do good. He got Aladdin coming out too, so I count that as. I'm assuming the genie's going to be animated.
Again, jumping out of helicopters, doing voiceovers. Will Smith is winning. He's got table discussions with his wife.
Finally decided to give us Bad Boys 3.
Yeah, that man's winning. He's winning. So,
I feel like I should be playing Smile Bitch right now. I don't know. I don't feel like looking for it. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you niggas.
But no, I was feeling. What's his name? Lance Sterling. I was
feeling
that character, and him turning into a pit. Like
that must be a DreamWorks movie though, because I feel like in DreamWorks movies, their characters always have like these like big upper bodies and then like these
small legs. Like what's his name?
Like the dude from Despicable
Me.
Yeah. Never seen one of those movies, but I knew what you was talking about.
I haven't seen it.
But yeah, like that's one thing. It's like, yo, can we get some proportionate bodies? Like, you want me to believe this dude doing all this running and his legs like they can just snap at any given moment, like this? My knee up, and that's how you defeat Lance Sterling.
That was like Incredibles got that body shape too.
Yep. Oh yeah, Mr. Incredible definitely got that body shape. Like, bruh,
that's so bad.
It's like, how are you able to lift up this giant? Like, your legs should just like break underneath you.
Hasn't done leg day at all.
I was like, they gave Miss Incredible like thin waist, and wide hips.
Yeah.
Stuff like,
but his skinny's out. But his the legs skinny out.
It don't skinny out until you get to like the knees though. Like the thighs be thick and then they be skinny.
Yeah. Whose dimensions were those based off?
No, I think 21 Savage put up something where he's like, Elastigirl got that body. He said Elastigirl got the best body in the game right now.
He's not wrong.
I was like, oh man, this is what we come to.
He's not wrong.
This is what we come to. But anyway, yeah, we about to get up out this, Shane. Let me do what I always do though. Like plug some social media shamelessly. So there you go. If you like this show and you want to support us or you just want to follow us to see the wacky shit that we're up to, go ahead. You got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Mixer, and also our Patreon. With the Patreon, become a patron for $1 or $5 a month. You'll get exclusive shows. I can show you guys this.
Come on, you're getting blown the fuck out by Cleveland,
right there is serious,
bro.
but right there, also, that is my Xbox. Which means I'm going to start streaming more often. Like, so that's maybe something that I can put up for some patrons. Maybe like have you stream with me a little bit, stream with us a little bit. You know, get to chill with us a little bit more. Know us a little better. We get to know you a little better. So if that's something that you're cool with and you decide you want to go ahead and help us out, there goes the Patreon once again at the very bottom. KB Kings with a Z Media. Anything else I want to throw out? I did have gamer tags once upon a time ago, but I accidentally deleted that, so I'll make it again some other day.
You all know where to find us.
On Xbox, we're not hard to find. Like, shoot, just search K1NG and you'll probably find everyone in our crew.
Everybody's popping up.
Like, we're there. Phenom, Sirius, Showtime, Nightmare, Hypno, Bigums, Dubly.
One day, we'll bring these people on the show.
I was gonna ask Nightmare about that. Like, he's like, he don't be doing that. I was like, man, just roll through one day and get on the show then. Mm-hmm. But anyway, also you can go ahead and check out our podcast on sidespinmedia.com. Like, I don't have the little endorsement for that I had last week, but sidespinmedia.com, where you can not only get your Blerd needs, but most of your current events / pop culture needs. This is where I go for my reviews on Supernatural. I also go there for some reviews on movies that have been released. Also, there's some good side pieces on things like current music, or not even just current music, just like rap in general. They were talking a lot about the elections and stuff going on. So, like I said, current events, pop culture, us.
Yep.
Us.
Yep.
Us.
Yep.
It's like, or if you don't like all that type of stuff, then go to nutsandboltsports.com, where you can get your nerdy needs and your sports needs out the way. Sports like football, like those games we're missing right now. Like the reason we about to go ahead and say, on behalf of King Sirius right here, I'm King Phenom, and thank you for watching this week's episode of the